Good morning. Slept very well last night. Wasn't all that cold near the sea, but driving along this morning, it's been foggy and very cold. It's very cold here now. Just having a bit of breakfast. I got my wholemeal roll. Where did I pick that up from? Goulburn, I think. Goulburn. So I could say it's an OD roll. It's out of date. Princess Highway. I'm parked here at the moment. If you have a look up there, it says we're leaving New South Wales and we're, here we go, here it is here, entering Victoria, Gippsland Shire. I just stopped on the side of the road to have a bit of tucker. Hang on. What's this here? What's this here? Oh, it's a little horsey. It's a border horse. Can't have it called a border horse, can we? Have to call it a quarter horse. Oh dear. Everywhere I go, no matter what happens, I always find a fluffy animal on the borders. Where are you getting up, little fella, hey? I don't know. I think I know someone who'd like a little horsey. So we'll see how we go. You'll be alright there? Yeah, you'll be alright. So we'll continue on and, oh God. I got one more border to cross into South Australia. Look, I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to bloody stop for that one. I'm going to just drive straight through, alright? If you ever visit Mallacoota, you'd have to have a boat, wouldn't you? If you have a look on the map, you'll see it's a nice little sheltered bay. And this man here trying to back the boat in, this is about his 5th go at this. He's having a little bit of trouble backing up, but he'll be alright. He'll get his boat in the water. And the rest of the town is back up there. It's not a sleepy little town, it's quite cosmopolitan. The caravan park's just behind there, it's right on the foreshore, but like I said, if you ever visit Mallacoota, you'd have to have a boat. And by the looks of that stuff out there, you probably have to have a map of the area too. I think he's finally got the boat in the water. We'll see how he goes. Yep, he says he's got the boat in the water now. He's alright. Just out of a place called Glenelg River on the way towards Melbourne, there's a little walkway here. Look at the fern. Called the Mackenzie River Rainforest Walk. And we're taking a bit of a stroll along there. They've got New South Wales bitumen down here. I can't say that anymore because we're in Victoria. Got little things growing off the trees, and we got a canopy up above us, and it's fairly cold in here. I should have brought my jacket. You see a lot of those fern things here. it's very quiet and peaceful. Listen to that, Jack. Beautiful. You can really give her a swing up. I've got to say, this is absolutely magnificent. I don't even need Jack to tell me this one. This is absolutely magnificent through here. Bloody magnificent. Look at the size of those tree ferns. Have a look at that. Little red parrots flying through. We left Orbs just after lunch, and about an hour later, or an hour and a half, 2 hours later now, and we're heading for Bonang, up in the Snowy Mountains, or very close to the Snowy. And ever since I left Orbs, I've been going uphill, and I must have gained some altitude for 80 kilometres I've been going uphill. Beautiful rainforest through here. Had a magnificent sight a while back. Saw a fully fledged lyrebird, all his tail out and everything on the side of the road. Absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. He gave me a bit of a tweet and he ducked off into the bushes. Couldn't get that on camera, but I'll tell you what, this is an absolutely magnificent drive. You know that rainforest we walked through? Well, for the past 60 kilometres I've been driving through it. Have a look at those tree ferns over there. Absolutely magnificent. Little road here. It's a logging road. There's ruddy great trucks every now and again coming down here with logs on them. That's probably why it's a nice bitumen road, but I tell you what, it's a good drive, eh? Bloody good drive. The road has deteriorated a little bit into a bit of a track. There we've got McKillop's Bridge over the Snowy River. And we'll go over and have a look, eh? She's only a single lane bridge. She's wooden in construction. And there we are. We're driving over the mighty Snowy. Ain't much left of it down here. Well, we've made it. This is McKillop's Bridge, and this is the Snowy River. Have a look at it. This is what's left of the Snowy after all the turbines have had their bites of the cherry, and all the dams are passed, and this goes to the sea. Not bad, eh? I'm camping just up top here, above the Snowy, and we'll have a good night tonight, I think. Very tired. This is just below where I'm camped tonight. This is the Dedeek Creek, and this is the creek that I've been driving along ever since I left Bonong. That deep river valley that I was driving along the edge of. This is the creek. This is the Dedeek Creek. Good evening. I'm having tea here with all of my friends. What are we having? We're having Heinz very special chicken and vegetable, low sugar, low fat. We're having some OD vegetables, due on the 9th, and we've got some wholemeal bread. We picked up that in Malakuta. Writing all this down? Yeah, we're and that actually comes up. Actually comes up all right. Robin, I'm using your plate, but I don't want to get it dirty, all right? And we're set up formally this evening because, well, that's just the sort of guy I am. We got our little friends here. We got Daisy the cow. We got Quarter the horse, and we got little Jessica down here. This is one here we don't talk about. Right? Don't talk about this one. Anyway. We had a good run today, considering you're still alive and the car's in one piece. Can't believe the amount of traffic on that bloody road. You saw it. I was even filming when one car heading towards me had to get out the way. You saw that. Anyway, we're here for tea tonight at the little campground at McKillop's Bridge. And we're on the banks of the Dedeek River. It's only about 1 kilometre down there. Bloody great bridge. You can't miss it. Reading the blurb on it back there, it says they built this bridge, and fine bridge, and spanning the River Snowy. 9 days after it was opened, flood come down and ripped the bridge out. So they scratched their heads and they thought, well, what are you going to do about this? So what they did is they put another 5 metres on the concrete pylons and built it again. And it's going quite well. Going quite well. Got a fair run tomorrow. We're going to try and get to Lake's Entrance tomorrow, and if we're lucky we might make our way to Wilson's Promontory, but don't count on it, alright? Anyway, my soup's getting cold here, and I'll tell you what, this is not bad. You know that food recommendation I had, that fish and chips at Eden? Well, I can still taste the fat off them. I still taste the fat off them this morning. Just goes to show you. Anyway, I'm actually beginning to like this tucker, which is a bit of a worry. Notice I did that? That's for Mr. Jack Galpin. He likes me to tap the side of my plate. Anyway, enough of me spouting on. I better eat my tea, alright? Good morning, good morning. Another day. The road's a little narrow this side. I met a there was a lady waiting for the post at McKellips Bridge, little shelter there, and she said the road gets a little windy from here on in, and it's only one lane wide. She said, oh, you'll be alright, we'll see how we go. Anyway, the fridge has stopped working. I switched on the fridge this morning after I woke up and it didn't start up. So I reckon what's happened is it's actually colder outside the fridge than inside, and that's not kicking in. So we'll hope it kicks in a minute. All I know is it was bloody cold last night. Have a look at that out there, Jack. It's a long way to the top. It's a long way to the bottom too, Jack. I'll tell you, give you a strong tip. Such a well-used road. It is rather narrow. I said to the lady, I said, what happens if you meet a car coming the other way? She said, oh, well, you both stop. I said, that's rather obvious. She said, yeah, you both stop, but people should be used to it by now. Have a look at that there. That's the Snowy River down there. And I'm hoping to look at the video when I get back home, because there's no way in the world that I can look at the video now. I can't glance off the road at all, because the road sort of is taking precedence at the moment. After that hectic ride through the hills, I hope you appreciate I couldn't film all that, because some of the driving was quite hairy. This is Little River Gorge. It's the deepest gorge in Victoria. It's 4 kilometres long and up to 500 metres deep. There's a little river, so it's called the Little River Gorge. There's a little river down there, and a spot just up there further, it falls 300 metres, and it's the highest waterfall in Victoria. Little River Gorge. It doesn't come out on the video how bloody far down that is, but I reckon if I threw a rock, I reckon it would take until about now to hit the ground. And you wonder why it was a white knuckle drive through that gorge. Magnificent, isn't it, Jack? Up the end of the gorge that we just saw, we've got the Little River. And the Little River is actually a tributary of the Snowy. Now, this is not the big falls, but I tell you what, it's not bad, is it, eh? You could sit in there and have a bit of a hip bath, couldn't you, Jack? Be a bit cold for you, mate. It goes over there. This is not the big falls, but it's a waterfall nevertheless. it falls 31 metres, and we'll step back up here, over here, and have a bit of a look, eh? We'll get the sun off the lens again. Have a look at this. Isn't this magnificent? That's not bad, is it, Maury? Oh, Maury Walters likes to look at these videos too, don't you, Maury? Yeah, you can have a little spa down there. And then it goes on now over down here, rest of the gorge. Down past the trees, down past the viewing area. Down around there, and that's that gorge we saw up there. Like I said, this is not the big falls, but it falls 31 metres nevertheless. And it's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Lake's entrance. Got a little walk here. And this is the lake itself. The sea's just over there. As you can tell, they've got bloody big boats here. And the town just runs along the foreshore here. Got a little walking bridge across so you can have a look at the surf. Goes across the other side there. More of the fleet over there. I know this spot's very noisy, but it's the spot I was looking for. There's the Lake Entrance Township. And we'll come across. There's a few of the lagoons and that. There's the actual entrance to the sea. You can see the waves breaking over there. Got a jetty too. And we come around and the lake continue southwestish for a fair distance. So that's what Lake Entrance is all about. Still continues on up there. It's good, isn't it? This is coming up to the township of Metung, right along the edge of the lake, or the lakes region. Looks like it's a fairly popular little boating spot here. A few boats out. It's thick with boats out there, isn't it, eh? Oh, looks like it's thick with townhouses too. Good evening. It's the end of another day, and I am now standing at the southwestern end of the 90-mile beach. It goes for 90 miles that way to Lake's Entrance, and I'm at the other end of it. You saw Lake Entrance this morning. Well, I'm at the other end of it here, and it's a fairly featureless coast along here and a fairly smooth sea running in at the moment. And the 90-mile beach officially ends just up there. I'm at Reeves Beach on the 90-mile beach. It ends just up there. We drove up there just a minute ago, and they don't allow camping, so I couldn't camp any closer to the end of the 90-mile beach. That was the little village up there that I've forgotten the name of. But I'm at Reeves Beach, the southwestern end of the 90-mile beach. And the seas are light. The seas are light today, which is quite good. This is the track at the back of my campsite to the beach. Beautiful, isn't it? Good evening. We camped for tonight at Reeves Beach, the end of the 90-mile beach. And what have we got? Tom Sawyer savoury mince and veg. We've got a bit of Chinese jasmine rice. What else do I stick in there? Oh, a bit of spices and a bit of pepper and stuff like that. And it comes up looking like this, which is not bad. Oh, the other thing I stuck in was the last of me OD vegetables. I didn't want to push the date on them any further than we have to. Oh, it's coming up beautiful. Beautiful. Having a bit of a roll with that. Yeah, the closest milk I can get to Farmers Union is just natural. That was given to me by the man in Geeing. Put me onto this. And what's it got? Bloody 11% sugar. 3%. It's a bit out of limits. A bit like old Emily the quarter horse, eh? How's it been going? Been going alright, says Emily. I tell you what. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I tell you what. You saw that road we drove on this morning? I didn't film the worst sections. I was not game. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You come round a corner and you see the road ahead and you see it just chiseled in. You've got a vertical rock face. It's 1 lane wide, and they've actually built the rocks up vertically to level out the road on, and I don't know whether it comes out on the video. I'll have a look at that later on, but oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And it's just wide enough for the old dowdy to sit on. And what they've done is they've chamfered the edges near the cliff and the edges near the drop off. They've chamfered them so the rain runs off quickly. And you have to drive right in the centre. All I can say is I'm lucky I didn't run into a car coming the other way. Tell you what. I saw a lady at McKillop's Bridge and she said, oh, it's a little bit narrow from here, and then I said, yeah, right. Yes, so we're going to have a nice tea tonight. Ed wants to call us early tonight. So we had to stop a bit short. Matang was very nice. Matang? meat tongue. Meat tongue was very nice. And Lake's entrance looks a bit overdeveloped. So we'll see how we go tomorrow. We'll see Wilson's Promontory tomorrow. Apparently they had a fire there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and most of Wilson's Promontory's been burnt out. But we're still, my jacket's got a bit of crap on it. I tell you what, me might be time to change my Uluru jacket. I had to get rid of my Bambuka Hall's Gap jacket, and I might have to get rid of my Uluru jacket and put on my Woomera jacket. I got a Woomera jacket in there, I thought, but I might have to put that on tomorrow. Yes, yes. Bit sad to be heading on our way home, but it's good to get out the snowy, I tell you what. It was cold last night. Cold, 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 cold. How cold? That cold. It was that cold last night. Mick will know what I meant. It was that cold last night, Mick, alright? Mick's having a giggle now. So we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see how we go tomorrow. We're going to have a good sleep here tonight. Might get rain tonight, they said in the weather forecast, but it's only just showers. The season's not going to break, so we'll see how we go. See you in the morning. It's drizzling with rain. We're going to have a walk down here to Squeaky Beach. We're on Wilson's Promontory, and I got my raincoat on, and my Intrepid Explorer hat is protecting me from the weather, but we have to keep the cameras dry, don't we? Let's go and have a look at Squeaky Beach. Just started to rain again, Jack. But this is absolutely magnificent here. It's a dark, cool, overcast day. We got drizzling rain. But have a look at that, Jack. That's almost as good as Jack's sunset, isn't it, mate? That's not bad at all, is it, mate? Got a little creek here. I don't know whether it's fresh water or salt, but it's coming down there. It runs around here, and I'm standing in it. Right. Oh, you got nice coloured sand down here, Jack. Look at this. No silly buggers game enough to come here on a terrible day like this. I got the beach to myself, mate. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Even looking behind me, Jack, you can see the top of the hills here are covered in fog and mist today. And it's not bad, is it? It's called Squeaky Beach because apparently when you walk on the sand it squeaks. Well, I don't know. Perhaps because it's wet today we're not going too well. But I tell you what, that's not bad, is it, Jack, up in the hills there? Well, I can't really call them hills. They're a little bit of a mountain, really. They're all solid rock. I've just walked on the walking trail to a place called Picnic Beach, which is 2 beaches around from Squeaky, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Beautiful walk through here, beautiful walk. And I'll tell you what, if it's raining, wear a hat, because it keeps all the rain off your face. Keeps the rain off the camera too. Still got your tree ferns and that and go on here, but they're a lot smaller than they were in the the rainforest. But have a look at this. Look at those little white ants are done. Not bad, are they? They're Banksias. At least I think they're Banksias. Probably Waratahs or something like that. Might be Waratahs, that might be what they are. I tell you what, old Jack Galvin would love this. There they are. See them, Jack? They're growing everywhere down here. They're the fresh ones there. Looks like someone's trying to build a raft here. Might have been from the last series of Survivor. I don't think they survived. Anyway, we got a southeasterly wind blowing today, and it's blowing straight in on us, Jack. Straight in on us at Picnic Bay, Wilson's Promontory, and it's fairly windy. But tell you what, Jack, have a look up there on those hills there. Have a look at the fog and mist. Look at all that fog and mist up there. That's not bad, is it? But facing into the wind here, the beach gets a fair pounding, and occasionally someone loses a shoe. Oh, this is not bad, is it, eh? You wouldn't want to come here on a good calm day, Jack. You got to come here when the wind's in your teeth. We walked around past that. There's a few waves splashing up over there. What's this, Kev? A 5, is it? Very rough. You'll have to look up your little Beaufort scale on the little thing there and see what the state of the sea will be. Not bad, is it? Picnic Bay, Wilson. That's not a bad photo, is it, Jack? Picnic Bay, Wilson's Promontory. And I'll put one on my hat here, and you'll see one land on top of my head, eh? Come on. There you go. See, they're sitting on top of the car and everything here. Don't you? You got a bit of me bread there. It's wholemeal bread. It does them good. Good evening. You're probably wondering why I didn't do much filming today. Well, there's a reason for that. I've been trying to find a campsite for tonight for a while now. And I'll just show you. Have a look here, have a look here. We're, at the moment, where are we? We're here at Pakenham. And we went up, originally we went up, came from Kiwop, or came from Wilson's Promontory, which is down here, up to Kiwop, up to Pakenham. Then we went up here to Nanawarring. And there's a little caravan park in Nanawarring. It's in the Melbourne Street directory. It says caravan park. Even the sign on the road says caravan park. It says, oh no, you can't come in here. We're residential only. Alright. So I went back to Berwick and went to he said, "Oh, come back to Berwick, there's a caravan park down there." So we went back to Berwick and we went in a caravan park there. And it said caravan park, and I went in there and he says, "Oh yeah, no, we're residential only." I said, "Oh, can you tell me the nearest caravan park?" Well, he said Pakenham, so we're down here at Pakenham. We're in the caravan park at Pakenham, and we've got the Hilton over there. And so that's what we've been doing. We've been trying to find our way. I got lost at one stage, had to call in a service station at the book, went in with the book and I said, "Can you tell me where I am in this book?" And he said, "Oh, you're here." Anyway, we're at Pakenham. What time is it? It's getting on. Lucky we didn't have our it's 4:45. Lucky we didn't have our scat at 5:30 yet. Yes. Anyway, we're going to a lady in the Pakenham caravan park gave me the Puffing Billy timetables, and which is all very well, but it doesn't. It stops at March 2005. It's now May 2005. Anyway, I think we're on the orange timetable, which means we've got to be in Belgrade, which is where's Belgrade? Can you tell me where Belgrade is? Here it is. We're at Pakenham. And I was thinking about driving up here. I was getting the caravan park in Nannawarring and I called in there, remember? I said I called in there and they sent me away. I was going to just drive up in the morning. Anyway, we're at Pakenham. And the lady said, "Oh, no, you don't go that way. You come out and you head towards Cockatoo, which is up here, and then you go through there." So I don't know which way we'll go in the morning, but we'll definitely go one way in the morning and see if we can get on this Puffing Billy. Anyway, if we don't get on, we don't get on. That's all there is about it. And when we get off the train, we get off the train about 3 o'clock. We've got to try and battle our way out of town here. Belgrade, we've got to try and get our way out of town here as far as we can. I think I might be stopping tomorrow night somewhere near Rosebud. We'll see how we go. But I tell you what, those sites at Wilson Point, don't go on a calm day. Go on a miserable day and it's absolutely magnificent. I went for the, all fit now, went for the walk and everything. And Squeaky Beach wasn't squeaky, alright? What do we got here? This looks good in a caravan park, doesn't it? We got some, oh god, mushrooms. I got some peas, surprise peas, and I put a bit of Deb instant mashed potato and a bit of Vegemite with it. So it's coming up like that. We're gonna, believe it or not, we're gonna actually eat that. Hard to believe, isn't it? And we'll talk to Eden on the radio tonight. I don't know, we might have to cut it short because there's probably a few tellies running tonight. Did I tell you I had TV last night? Watched a bit of Big Brother. Didn't watch the budget though. Not much in it for me. So we'll catch you in the morning.
We're discussing your other housemates. He then referred to fruit. Cantaloupe, kiwi fruit, guava. Explain this.
They were our codes to talk about other people, not so that you wouldn't understand or the viewers, but just so the other people wouldn't understand, because it's not the biggest house, so we didn't want them to hear us.
Where in the rule book does it say if you explain the code, it's okay?
We're at Belgrade, the home of Puffing Billy, and we're going to take a trip to Lakeside.
bit of timetable, so we've only got 2 runs today, normally it's 3. Understand that the weekend will be 4. So it depends on what's happening.
Well, come on, come up with the green
In 1953, just up the track here a little bit further, there was a big landslide. And because the train wasn't making too much money, it was run by the Victorian Government Railways, they decided they'd close it. And they loaded it all onto the bigger trains and took it down to Melbourne. They scrapped some of it, but they formed the Puffing Billy Preservation Society and got it, some of it back again. It was around about 1962 with the first train ring again, because they had to get the engines back together and service, patch up all the rail track. So, and that ran from Belgrave to Menzies Creek where we're going. In that interim time, the railways electrified the line from up Military Gully through to Belgrave, so we lost that. Then I got it through to Emerald, then down to Lakeside, and about 8 years ago we got it back up to Gembrook again. So it's now running a small distance. There are about 700 volunteers in the system that run the train, and about 40 paid people. Majority run by volunteer system. And it's one of the most popular trains around, attractions in Melbourne. And enjoy your trip. If anybody's got any questions.
putting on.
We get it out. Yeah, we get it out. And my legs are going numb.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the kiosk on the platform is open today, selling hot and cold food. So there's some nice pies and pasties, cappuccino, hot tea and coffee available for you here. And that's at the station kiosk. And this is the only kiosk open today in the park. So station kiosk, you'd like a nice hot drink or something hot to eat.
That's a brush.
Oh.
How about that? Did you hear that? You say ta-da? Or is that the guy? Say ta-da on this anyway. That's
Bye bye. I'm going to blow the whistle again in a moment. Right now, we're just going.
Good morning. It's another morning this morning. Just driving out of Rosebud. There's Rosebud Caravan Park. Sorry, we're residential only at the moment. I stayed in Siesta Caravan Park. Siesta said, oh no, we haven't got any vacancies here. Then the Anchor Caravan Park wouldn't even answer the little bell. Someone else said, oh no, we're residents only here. So we're on our way out of Rosebud. We've got to catch the Sorrento to Queenscliff ferry at 8 o'clock. The first one leaves at 8 o'clock this morning. They run into our intervals. It's 6:24 in the morning at the moment, but you must remember that Victoria's got a half-hour time difference there ahead of us by half an hour, so it's nearly 7 o'clock. So we're driving along here. We got up early this morning and we're trying to catch the Sorrento ferry. Sorrento, beautiful in the early morning light, and that's where you pay your money to get on the for the overseas trip. And we're in between all these caravan campers along here. I don't know how we did that. That's not bad, is it? There you are, Jack. The life of the rich and famous, mate. Here we are in the bowels of the Sorrento ferry. We came in the back end and we apparently drive straight out the front end, so it's drive in, drive out. We'll go up on top and have a bit of a look. Not a bad view from up here either. You can even sit down in comfort, and if the day's all foul and rough, you can sit down inside. guys are on our way, eh? They don't mess around. Quartz Beach, just down from Anglesey. It's a surf beach and a few surfers out today. There's not a bad surf running out there, but it's still quite flat. That's beautiful, isn't it? You see the mists in the distance a bit. Picked up by the surf. Still fairly flat here today, but very beautiful nevertheless. They got a Go Rider Wave rental place here. and it's where the young kids learn how to surf, and they're just having a bit of a play around here in the water. Split Point Lighthouse, just down from Airlie Beach. That's Split Point Light. This is Fairhaven Beach, and I can't show you too many beaches. I get sick of filming bloody beaches, but old Jack likes to look at the beaches. Fairhaven Surf Beach, Jack, and the surf's up. Surf's up. Look, Mick. You know what that means, Mick, don't you? See down there? Hunters and collectors. That's not a bad picture though, there's it, Jack. That's not bad. From here on in we actually... hello! We actually go on the more classic section of the Great Ocean Road where it's got cliffs next to the road and you're driving next to the sea. I mean, look at this. I mean, how do these poor bastards live, eh? What a life. Yeah, never mind. So we'll go along that and I'll film a bit for you anyway, eh? There's a line I remember from a movie I saw. It's where these couple of yuppies go into a outback roadhouse. One of them was a vegetarian. She's looking at all the stuff on the front, and the deep fried this and the cooked that and the pies and that. He said, "Oh, have you got anything for a vegetarian that I could have?" And the joker behind the counter with the pure Aussie humour says, "Well, I don't know, love. I could always scrape the meat out of a pie for you." We're in Lawn, and I know I've already done the food recommendation, but I went into the bakery at Lawn here to get some more wholemeal rolls. I was looking down there, they got these made up rolls, and they got these little wrap things, and I said, "Well, what's in them? Are they low fat?" And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, the salad in them's low fat." So I said, "Oh, I'll have one of them." Anyway, she gave me one of them and I looked across in the fridge and I said, oh, Farmers Union iced coffee. Anyway, I checked it out. Oh, that was 10% sugar. So I looked across and I found some other bloody Victorian stuff. 8% sugar, so I got a couple of cartons of that. But I know I've done the food recommendation, but this is a chicken and avocado wrap and salad. And I'll give you a strong tip. The mayonnaise on it is not low fat. I got it from the bakery here at Lawn. And there it is there, the, what's it called? The Beach Buns Bakery at Lawn. Try saying that with your teeth out. Yes, very good. And it's very nice. It's very nice. I know I've already done the food recommendation, but it's very nice. I can't be a recommended food, but I'll tell you what, if you're going through Lawn, you'd be a bloody goose not to have it, alright? All I know is it's very pretty along the coast here, very pretty. But you got people with tour buses, and there's buses sitting there going beep 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 beep, and little tourists talking amongst themselves, getting back on the bus, going clickety click click click. But it's a bloody pleasure to get out of Melbourne. I know Melbourne people are fine, very polite, very fine people. Just don't let them get behind the wheel of a car, alright? Because they are savage. Beautiful drive along here next to the ocean. And this is what the ocean road is all about. We're actually very lucky to get to drive on the Great Ocean Road. There's a sign back there and it warns us a couple of times. The Great Ocean Road is, they're going to close it off for a month for repairs from the 14th of May. I think we're running fairly close to that, aren't we? So there you are, you very easily might have missed out on the Great Ocean Road, Jack. Oh, old Jack would have been most upset. Most upset. He might have even got belligerent, which is what we don't want Jack to be belligerent, do we, mate? Do we, mate? But isn't that absolutely magnificent? I'll tell you what, it's beautiful driving along here, Jack. Even your little car could make it along here, mate. Bloody beautiful. Well, this is a little bit different, isn't it? On the way to Port Campbell, there's a little place called Cape Otway National Park. And in that park, there's a little rainforest walk called Mate's Rest Rainforest Walk. Have a look at these tree ferns, aren't they good? And you know the intrepid explorer likes these walks. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? You can smell the composty smell from all the rotting vegetation and that. Yeah. It looks like something from out of Alice in Wonderland, doesn't it? Rang Neil on the phone today. He said it's as dry as a dead dingo's donger up in Perry. And look at this. Either someone pressed the button or we got water flowing under here. But all this is wet. Look at this. That's a tree fern. It's not a tree. And look. It's all spongy and wet. Absolutely magnificent. That's not a tree either. That's another tree fern. Look at that. Absolutely magnificent. And that's not a tree trunk either. There's another tree fern. God, strike a light. It's not bad, is it? It's fairly cool in here too. It's good, eh? There's another trickle of the water. Isn't it beautiful? See, I told you it was wet in here. Have a look at that. Sopping wet. I don't know, why can't they dry out their rainforests? Look at this. All the leaves are dripping with water. See that? Every leaf in here is dripping with water. Get stuff hanging down from the trees. Oh, look, beautiful. And you got these dirty, great big, I think they were mountain ash, they said. Obviously that tree's died and the top's actually fallen off. And there's all little things and that growing in it, and they call them epiphytes, don't they? All little things growing on it. It's a dead tree. Absolutely magnificent. Look. Look here. Camera's having trouble focusing in here. There you are, it's out of focus. See, look at the stuff going out of here. And everywhere you hear the trickle of water. Absolutely magnificent. Cape Otway Lighthouse. That's Bass Strait out there, and if we come around here a bit, that's the Southern Ocean over there. That's our home waters. There's the replacement, the very meek and mild modern lighthouse, solar powered, automatic. Yes. Very rugged bit of coast. This Cape Otway juts out a little bit if you have a look at your map. Go and have a look at your map. It juts out a little bit, so it used to collect a few ships. And further on there was known as the shipwreck coast because it's a bit of a lee shore, and quite caught the captains off guard. Have a look at that, isn't that magnificent? Absolutely magnificent. We come around the sunny side of the lighthouse. You got the walkway there, and your lighthouse keeper's quarters up there, and the generator room, and in the bush. You saw a bit of the bush when we had that rainforest walk. Isn't that absolutely magnificent?
You can actually get a really good shot under here of the lens if you like. You come around this side and you can look up into the lens.
Here's your prism and the lenses, the old lenses up there. And he's turning it around for us. He's going to pretend he's winding up the winch, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's just turning it by hand. Here you go. Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you up there. There you go. You're up in the lighthouse.
It's the Fresnel lens, very famous lens system.
Yeah. It's not all solid glass. They're just bits cut out so that the lens is not solid. They just cut the bits out every now and again to make it focus. Good evening. We're cooking tea, and I tell you what, we must be in one of the best campsites. If you started with a pencil and paper, quite a big bit of paper, and you wrote down between you, yourself and a few friends the perfect conditions for a perfect campsite, you would add things like seclusion, trees, flat ground, accessible, bogger up the hill, and you'd come up with this place. Have a look at this. You saw the view we had just back there a minute ago. I'm going to be listening to that bloody sea all night. And I'll tell you what, after those two horror campsites in bloody Melbourne, which was worth it to see the Puff and Billy. Look, Aiden, hope you're listening. This would have to be an ideal. Look, they even provide firewood, but there's no fires here. Sorry, Jim. Where are we? Where are we? We're on a map here. You see the lighthouse we saw at Cape Otway? That's down there. We're here. Okay. Parker Hill Campground. Cape Otway National Park. Got new bread today from the Buns R Us. What is it? I don't know. Butte Buns or some bloody thing. Good bakery. Now, for all you shirkers who reckon my mules are bloody lousy, I say a curse on you of 1,000 camels. We got some deli ham here. See, I've chopped it all up. We got some corn kernels from the Colonel. Some SPC baked beans. And we put a bit of curry powder, pepper and allspice. You know, write that down. And we got it all in our little double boiler here. And we're going to bang that together. Try and not spill any. Oh, a bit of the curry didn't go in. Have to have that. And gee, that was, I didn't do too good cutting up that bit, did I? Oh dear. I hope you realise that last night I didn't do much filming because I was looking for a caravan park and sort of don't realise that they don't make caravan parks in Melbourne anymore. They call them tourist parks. So. Residentials. What they do is they've actually put all their on-siders on them, change them to on-site vans, make them transportables, and then the holiday makers come down. Where it was last night was just about empty. But they only had one spare site and they put poor old TP in it. Oh dear. That was a nice lighthouse, wasn't it? Nice of them let you to walk up there on their own without having a tour guide to go with you. Beautiful. This is what it's all about. This is a lot better than caravan parks, I tell you. And going around looking for caravan parks at 4 or 5 o'clock at night after the sun had gone down. Not too good. This makes it all worthwhile. Puff and Billy was good too. Can't forget that. Can't begrudge that. Yes, we're going to have a good night here. then we're going to go down and see a bit more of the Great Ocean Road tomorrow. And form a queue at the 12 Apostles to stand there and take the photo. I might take a photo of people taking the photo of the 12 Apostles. That might be a good idea, eh? Good morning, good morning. That's the 12 Apostles entry bay. And they've got a dirty, great big car park behind there. And it's actually on the right-hand side of the road, where the 12 Apostles is on the left-hand side. So they, this is progress, I suppose. They make you walk down here and actually walk under the road, and then come up the other side and you take your picture. Not many people here today, probably because the Great Ocean Road, as I said before, they've closed it off today and tomorrow. So there's some maintenance on the road, so I'm about the only one here today. Very privileged to go under the road, isn't it, eh? Yeah, it is a bit different to when I was here last time. I'm just about the only poor bugger here. Last time I was here, there was a great herd of foreigners on a dirty, great big A.T.M or AAPT or one of those foreigners bus services. Have a look at that, Jack. This is what you paid for, mate. This is what you paid for. This is what it's all about, Jack, isn't it, eh? Have a look at that. I'll just sit it on there for a while, Jack. You just listen. 1878, the Lockhart left England for the long trip to Australia, and a day before they were due to land in Port Phillip Bay, they had a bit of a party, and they were going along the bottom of Australia looking for a passage between King Island and the mainland, and they were on the lookout for Cape Otway Light, which we saw back a while back. And the coast was shrouded in fog and mist. Anyway, the Lockhart, they heard the breakers coming and they tried everything, raising sail, but the wind was in there against them. And see where the bit of white water was there? That's where she struck. And while the masts smashed themselves upon the cliff faces there, it was fairly rough weather. The crew tried to get out, and most of the ship was flooded. A lot of people were drowned actually in the ship. There's only 2 survivors, a cabin boy named Tom and a little Irish girl, which was the daughter of one of the passengers. Anyway, old Tom waded to the beach, which is just up here. Just down here. Young Tom made it to the beach, and he went out and heard the little girl screaming out there, so he went out and saved her. And that walkway you see there, up there, that wasn't there, of course. He scampered up the cliffs, found a homestead a few miles away and raised the alarm, and that was the next morning. Apparently during the night they sheltered in the cave, which is just down there, in there through the corner there, and old Tom was a bit of a lad, and it was rumoured that well, the press had a field day with it. I reckon there was only 2. Tom was only about 15 and she was only about 14. Well, they were both in their teens anyway. Anyway, Tom thought he'd better do the right thing, and he proposed to the young lady, but just like our normal jelly-headed Sheila, she said she would have none of this. Anyway, Tom went back to sea later on and died in another shipwreck, and she went back to Ireland and married another Irishman and went into obscurity. So that's just about the story of the Loch Ard. We'll go and show you the cave. Anyway, like I was saying, the two survivors got washed up on this beach. Quite fortunate, because there's not many beaches on this godforsaken coast here for ships. Anyway, they found out her name was Eva Carmichael. Anyway, they spent the night apparently huddled in the cave there. They found a few bottles of brandy and that coming from the ship, left over from the partying they had. And apparently she got a little bit tipsy, and he rubbed brandy into her body all night to try and keep her warm, and that. That's why he thought he'd do the right thing and proposed to the young lady. But anyway, that's apparently where they spent the night, and in the morning he climbed the cliffs here somewhere abouts. There's not all that many places. He scrambled up the cliffs, raised the alarm, came back, and then the world knew about it. But imagine sailing from England, and first bit of land you see is this godforsaken coast down here, and the ship hits it. One day before they were supposed to land at Port Phillip Bay next day, which was where they were headed. So there we go. That's the story of the Loch Ard, or the Loch Ard, and the tragedy thereof. London Bridge. After the great crash of 1990. In 1990 that first span collapsed, and actually someone was trapped on, a couple of people were trapped actually out on the far section, and they had to be rescued by helicopter. Rumour has it was Dave Dunstall who actually broke the bridge. Bay of Islands. Jack, this is one of the only intact items recovered from the Loch Ard. It's a porcelain peacock, and it was bound for the exhibition in Melbourne. in Warrnambool's Maritime Museum. Here's the blacksmith shop. Here's one of the old cranes like at Malang. We're on board the old river ferry of the Robe. Bigger than your prop, Kev. Arr, shiver me timbers, Jim lad. Looks like your boat there, Mick. At least that one's floating, mate. Look, Kev. Boats and bits. What sort of knot that is. I'd hate to try and unravel it. Look, Hayden. A house just for Carolyn. Ooh, look at that. That's a sheep shank. It's a rolling hitch. Clove hitch. Figure 8 knot. Bowline. Always wanted to find out how to do them. Arr, Jim lad, a timber boat, a real boat that is. Arr, I'll have a rum, thank you. This is the lead light maker. There's a work in progress there. Absolutely magnificent, aren't they? Look at this. There's a machine here for you, Robin. You'd do well over there, wouldn't you? Look at what you could do if you had a sewing machine. Never mind. Never mind. There's a little house for you there, Hayden. Look, Serena, a black-faced sheep. Look, Ed, something for cracker night. Yeah, these guns were actually put in place in Warrnambool on these embankments to protect the harbour entrance for Warrnambool when we thought we was going to be under attack during the Crimean War. I'm sitting on Killarney Beach down from Warrnambool, and I bought a book in Warrnambool. Haven't read it yet, but I'll read up on it. Early this century, or last century, in the 1900s, there's a rumour floating around about a wrecked ship called the Mahogany Ship, found in the sand dunes halfway between Port Fairy and Warrnambool. And by all accounts, by all their investigation and that, it would seem to be a Chinese junk. And by the age of it, it is believed to predate Cook well and truly, predate the Dutch explorers well and truly. So I'm now at Killarney Beach, which is halfway between Warrnambool and Port Fairy. So I could very well be sitting on the remains of the Mahogany Ship, which is all rather good, eh? Good, eh? How you going, Dylan? How you going so far? All right? We're doing all right, are we? Yes, it was a lot of the farmhouses and that built around that time here were actually built from wreckages from the wood timbers from the ship. A storm earlier on actually recovered or uncovered the remains of the ship, and of course another storm later on covered them up again. But I'm going to read up on it and see what we make of it. But there's been a fair amount written about it. There's been a couple of books written about it. And now I'm putting this on the video, so I'm telling you about it. Yes, so there we go. The myth or fact of the Mahogany Ship. In the sand dunes, right where I'm sitting. I'm on the whip tonight, Ed. Fitzroy River campground. And I think I'm here by me lonesome. Other than a blue thing over there, which I think is just keeping their firewood dry. They say they got shares and that up there, but we won't worry about that. The Fitzroy River just ends down there, and there's a little bit of a boat ramp. There's a couple of people camped down there. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be there or here, but I'll stay here and we'll see what happens, eh? Fairly open area. Looks a bit like rain, Ed. Got some weather coming, he says. Got some weather coming. There's always some weather coming, Ed. There's always some weather coming, mate. What have we got tonight? We got here a bit of carb options. 4 grams of sugar and 2 grams of saturated fat. Carb options pasta. Banged a little bit of braised steak. Put in a Campus Friends chicken stock cube, and it's a little bit runny. So what I'm going to do, we're going to bang a bit of Deb instant mashed potato. You've seen me do this before for you young cooks, haven't I? And we'll see what happens with that. That's a little bit more, I think. Can't put too much in. They reckon that your instant mashed potato, you can use it to crumb fish too, but I haven't tried that. Oh, I went to the... see, that's coming up good now. Went to the Port Campbell fish and chip shop. I was gonna relent and have another feed of fish or something, but they said, oh no, we need 20 minutes to fire up our fryer. And I know for a fact that the first chips of the day are pretty crappy. So we didn't worry about that. Ah dear, oh dear, oh dear. Warrnambool Flagstaff Hill Maritime Museum. It's not bad, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I had a bit of a look over it, and I like the commemorative Carolyn Twining boiler room. I thought that was shit hot. Anyway. How you doing, Hayden? Alright, are you? You scratching alright down there, and Chook scratching alright too? Yeah, we're doing alright. We need, I'll tell you what, we need a bloody good shave, I think. Anyway, I had a bit of a shave tonight. And actually I hope we get a bit of weather tonight, Ed. Getting some weather tonight, are we? Get a bit of weather tonight, that'll slow things down a bit. And tomorrow night I want to be near Nelson, probably in the forest again if I can get away with it. Ed tells me it's a public holiday tomorrow, which is going to stir things up. Hope there's not 3,000 Boy Scouts in the forest trying to light fires, eh? Having a little bit of trouble with the battery. Had trouble starting the car this morning. Banged things around a bit, everything went alright. Stopped here at the Portland Fisherman's Wharf to have a bit of a look round. Can't start the car again, got no battery to any of the fuses. Anyway, we might have it licked, I don't know. I don't know. We shall see, we shall see. It might be one of these terminals, eh? The lighthouse at Cape Nelson is rather impressive, isn't it? I wasn't going to take you on a tour of the Cape Nelson Lighthouse, and it's a good thing I wasn't either, because the tours are no longer available. And Parks and Wildlife have called for tenders to take over the management of the light, or the lighthouse. So the tour I did before is no longer available. Very impressive structure. Have a look at the thickness of those walls, Maury. Not bad, eh? Ooh, look at this. Very, very high. I've been up the top of that. Good, eh? Got an automatic weather station here at Cape Nelson. The signal is actually transmitted back to Portland. They don't need any staff out here at all. That's why they're calling for tenders to take over the area. It's a bit sad, really. And I'm glad I took a tour up to the top of the lighthouse when I did before. It was very impressive, very impressive. Bit of a cold, miserable day today. Makes a change, eh? Yeah, I found the trouble with the car. It was on the battery terminal eventually. Yes, had no lights or instruments at all, and the car wouldn't start. All you get was the click, click, click of the starter relay cutting in, nothing else. So, 3 hours later we finally located the problem. So, we should be alright now. Got a bit of a boardwalk here. We'll go up the boardwalk, will we, Maury? This is where the Isabella came to grief. Right next to the to where they actually installed the light. And this bit of coast here, it doesn't look much on the map, but when you look at this bit of coast here, it sort of does jut out a little bit. And the way the wind's blowing today, they would have been blown straight onto the coast. Some would say this is typical Victorian weather. They don't believe them. Cape Bridgewater. And we're just watching a surfer enjoy the fairly strong winds we got here today.
Wir sind hier aus Deutschland und sind an der Küste am Cape Bridgewater bei den Blowholes. Aber es ist sehr ruhig heute und sehr still und das Wasser kommt heute nicht hochgespritzt. Wir müssen also in die Tiefe schauen.
That's the beach in front of Cape Bridgewater. Fairly windy here today and the wind's blowing straight in. And that's where we saw the surfer with the kite as well. Overcast day today. That's Discovery Bay out there, which is the Southern Ocean, and this is the Glenelg River. We're at Nelson, and we're going back in the forest in a minute and find a spot to camp for the night. Fairly dull, cool day today. This is the Glenelg River, and we're in the Lower Glenelg National Park. We're at a site called Pritchard's campsite in the Lower Glenelg, and while we're down here I just thought I'd show you what was giving me all the trouble this morning. I could start the car and the car was okay while it was running, but once I stopped I couldn't restart. Eventually what we found out, what we eventually worked it out, is this white plug here. It's a little bit corroded inside and the springs have lost their tension. But every time I pushed the probe in to do the test on where the wire was touching, of course I moved the pin down and it made connection. Of course when I took the probe out, no connection. Anyway, I took everything apart and took everything in here apart and there apart and here apart, part. And the reason why the car used to run if you started it, of course with the two batteries, the alternator would start charge against that lead, and because the other battery was connected, it had a battery to charge, but this battery wasn't in circuit. I'm just wondering how long that fault's been on. Anyway, never mind. All fixed now. Wow, I put a bit of CRC in there and gave it a bit of emery, so we'll see what happens. Yes, Glenelg River. Have you seen the film Deliverance? Hey, seen this stuff? Vegemite in a tube. Good for putting on a... See? You just squeeze it on your bit of stuff. And it tastes alright. Yeah, there's my product promotion. Vegemite by Kraft in a tube. Well. Who would have thought? Gee, the days go quick. Oh dear. Yeah, went to start up the car this morning, wouldn't start. Nothing. I thought, oh no, flat battery. No, wasn't the battery. Anyway, we stuffed around with that. Got it fixed. Bit of a boring ride home, isn't it? Anyway, we'll go through Beachport and probably stop tomorrow night at somewhere near Robe. So that's what we're up against. We're on our way home. Thought I'd better show you where we are tonight. There's Nelson. There's Nelson there. There's the South Australian border with Victoria. We're still in Victoria. There's the road that goes to Portland. There's the road that goes to Dartmoor. Well, we're halfway up there. We're at a spot here called Pritchard's Campground. Just in there. Oh, yep, that one there. Just in there we are, on the Glenelg River, which is just out there. Whoop. Now we're coming up to the state border. I'm not stopping the car, alright. Here we go. Welcome to South Australia. There you go. Look, 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 I'm not stopping. No border bears. Hey! Hey, no more border bears. No more fluffy toys for this car. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, there you are. No border bears, no fluffy toys. Ah, dear, oh dear. There we go. So they haven't got any more company. That's all we're getting. We got Emily up there, we got Jessica there, we got someone we don't mention there, we got Emma there. So there you go. No more border bears. There you are, Victoria. You're up there, and if there was a border bear there, it's still there, alright? Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There we go, we got, hang on. What's this caught in the grill of the car? Bloody Nora. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We picked up a Suffolk sheep. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Must be one of them border Suffolks, I think. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's check it out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. What do we got up here? A border Suffolk sheep. Now we check out. We got a list here of people who have been nice through the year, and no, he's been. I got this list from Santa. Hang on. No, that's it. No, hang on. There's one more over the page here. Yeah. Bit talkative, but usually does as she's told me to go for it's at school. Serena. Alright. We'll give this little border Suffolk here to Serena. Have a look at this. We got a bloody fluffy. We got a fluffy toy-mobile here. Gosh, truth. Oh well. There you are, Serena. You got a border Suffolk, dear. We'll sit him there and drive on, eh? We're here at Robe. See? It says on the post office down there. Robe 5276. We're here at Robe. And we got the seagulls here for lunch. Hello seagulls. Hello. Oh, here's Fred. Fred Seagull. There's Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Yeah, we're at Robe. Got a bit of a bay in there and a boat ramp and a bit of a bay in there where all the boats tie up. Very sheltered spot here to shelter your boat, Kev. And we got dinner. And who said low fat food should be tasteless? What we got here? We got getting a little bit tough. I was expecting it to come in a bit easier than that. Let's try a little bit. That's lobster. We got a bread roll there. And we got some, we're finally in the south. Hey, that stuff's not bad. Finally into South Australia. So, yeah, lobster's a fairly tough meat, actually. I'll tell you what, it's very nice. It is very nice. So anyway, I'm at Robe. The kids are just about to go on the swing over there. And being a public holiday, I suppose they're entitled to it. Adelaide Cup dated, you know that? Adelaide Cup dated, eh? And we're going to sit here and it is a little bit tough meat. Lobster's a little bit tough, not like prawns. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here's a big bit. Got a lot of taste in it. Prawns are a little tasteless, but this is a little bit of taste in it. Anyway. That's better. Perhaps need a bit of lemon on it. We'll put a bit of lemon on it, shall we? Might get a bit of bread to the seagulls in a minute. Look, that got a lemon seed in it. We'll continue eating our lobster and we'll continue on. Probably camp the night at 42 Mile Crossing, but funny, we just started the day and now I'm talking about camping. Life's like that. The days are very short. Look, me, hunters and collectors. Old Jack Galvin reckons it would be a travesty. A bloody travesty, he said, if you went past Robe and all these places down there and you didn't film them. Well, this is a panorama for you, Jack. This is Robe. Some of the lightings up there, I'm man fishing. Quite calm here today. Pan you around, this is a Jack Galpin pan around. Pan you around. Hey, Jack. How do you like the looks of them apples, eh, mate? Your little boat would be in trouble if it got stuck out there, mate. He's all shallow and swirling around and everything. Then again, your boat gets in trouble if you take it out the shed, isn't that right, Jack? That's what Maury reckons anyway. Yes, there we go. The foreshore of Robe. Just for you, Jack. Just for young Jack Galpin. We're going out for a walk on the end of the Kingston Jetty. He's going for a run on the Kingston Jetty. We're out the end of the jetty, and Kingston is out along there, and the Cape Jaffa Lighthouse is actually on display at Kingston, and that actually used to be off the coast of Cape Jaffa on a platform. Would have made good fishing, eh? That's a place Mick would like to stay there. But then again, they probably caught fish, Mick. Which is a bit unlike you, ain't it? You don't normally catch fish, you normally just go fishing. Well, Jack, this is what you paid for, mate. 42-mile crossing, and I walked out here for you. The track's a bit blowy today. Look at this. We've got a bit of a ledge in front of us, and she's quite close to the water. I don't know. I'll pan you around, Jack. All right. Sea's fairly flat today, mate. Sea's fairly flat. Listen to that sound. Bloody beautiful. That's not bad, is it, mate? Not bad at all. Have a look at this ledge here, Jack. They've had a bit of wash here over the past weeks, and she's eating out the beach a little bit, but the little buggers still drive along here, mate. Look at that. Tell you what, we got another Jack sunset here, haven't we, mate? I can't wait around that long, Jack. I've got to walk all the way back to my campsite tonight. We've got the same shells here, Jack. A bit crunchy underfoot. Oh, they're all a little wet. Oh, they're a little wet because the waves come in here. Look at that. Beautiful spot here, Jack. Beautiful. He's got the remains of sandcastles here. Have a look at this. Even got your sandcastles here, mate. That's nice, isn't it, Jack? Jack gets upset me talking to Jack all the time, so I don't know. I just came out here for you, Jack, because you like looking at the sea, don't you, mate? You don't get this sort of sea in Perry. Then again, your little boat couldn't go too good out there. Anyway, we're about to get washed away here, Jack. I'm going to have to go back to the campsite, mate. We'll see you back there, all right? "42-mile crossing. Look, dirty car. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. My usual camp spot here. And I decided to run the wire out for a bonus for the boys. She's quite low tonight. She's quite low. It's close to the ground wire. Anyway, we'll be able to get that. Oh, the last day visitors just left. And it's all quiet and you can hear in the background. You can just hear the surf running. Just bloody beautiful. And another thing that's bloody beautiful is these meals. This is a good little soup. Yeah, Jack. What do we got? Country ladle minestrone, 3/4 tin. Some deli ham. What is it? How many fats in that? That could be a bad question, couldn't it? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, it's been scrubbed out. 3 grams. Bit of country and a bit of country sweet corn. Yeah. It comes up beautiful. Little soup. That'll warm you up. Good dinner today, wasn't it? Bit light on though, but never mind. Never had lobster before. Thought I'd lash out. Well, they get lobsters at Robe anyway, don't they? Yes. Oh dear. Yes. Nice quiet night here tonight. You notice I got my jacket off. She's a fairly long walk in from 42 Mile Crossing in the sand. Oh, it's getting a long way. Anyway, we'll have that tea and have a bit of a wash and clean ourselves up a bit. And talk Dad and have a good night's sleep here tonight. What are we doing tomorrow? Oh, we cross the Murray tomorrow. Wellington Ferry, we cross the Murray, go through Meningie, cross the Murray, and might stop tomorrow night at the caravan park, either at Malang or Clayton. Might stop at Clayton, I think. We'll see how we go. Be able to have a proper shower tomorrow night anyway. That'll be good, won't it? Lucky we haven't got smelly cam. Well, we have in a way, but not in the way that you can experience the true country nature of what we got here. But we shall continue on. Reading a good book. Got a good book to read. Oh dear. What's it called? The Cataraqui. Australia's worst shipwreck. Poor souls, they perished. Yes. 8 crew and 1 passenger survived. Yes, very good. I'm reading that. It's not a good book to read in bed actually because it keeps you awake. But have a look at this. This trip's been good, hasn't it? What do you reckon? Up to scratch, is it, Jack? Jack doesn't talk back very much. There you go. Good morning. I thought by being so close to the sea we wouldn't get too cold during the night. But we got a bit of a frost this morning, and we've got ice on the outside of the car again. Oh dear. Had a good sleep last night, but it was bloody cold. Car's blowing a little bit of smoke this morning, Dave. But then again, so am I. So, we come upon a frosty morning, another sunrise. It's still bloody cold. I'll tell you what, the sky's starting to turn red and the blue's starting to come around, so it's going to be a beautiful clear day after a nice clear night. one of the many boat launching areas at Meningie on Lake Albert. And actually Meningie's just in there. Still quite cool out here this morning. Beautiful quiet on the water. Not bad, is it, Maury? You could put your little boat on this, Maury, couldn't you? Go exploring the Coorong. I think you've already done that, haven't you? This is number 19 Beacon boat ramp out of Goolwa, and this is as close as you can drive a car without driving on the beach to the Murray mouth. Few fish about. We've got Goolwa up there. This is the boat launching area here. This is Fred the fisherman. He's going to go out and get some mullet, he said. And the Murray mouth is just up around that corner. There's Hindmarsh Island there. There's the shacks on Hindmarsh Island. And old Fred the fisherman, he's keen to get out to get these pilchards. He's seen them splashing around in the water and he wants to get onto them. He's only a weekday fisherman. So he wants to get his quota before the weekend comes and all them bloody amateur fishermen come down here. Old Fred the fisherman reckons he's the last of a dying breed. He's the last of the single-handed fishing persons.
In the southern hemisphere.
In the southern hemisphere, he says.
Not in the world.
In the northern hemisphere, he's only a little player, but in the southern hemisphere, he's a big fish.
That's right. That's me.
He reckons there might be a few fish here. He's going to run his net out just in the boat ramp here. This might be the boat ramp where we have to finally retrieve our boat after we come down the Murray, if we ever get on our trip to travel by boat down the Murray. Just by the just under the bridge by the marina here. There's another boat ramp in town that's a bit better than this one. We'll have to come and try and retrieve from this one. Because this one may have special significance for our viewers. There you are, Maury, what do you reckon? Good spot to pick the boat up? I reckon it might be too. I've been here before. It looks like a good spot. That's Lake Alexandrina out there. Langhorns Creek's up behind me over there. I'm at Tolderol Game Reserve. It's a bird watching area. And I've been and saw the... Oh dear. Yeah, got a table here. You've had a lot of beer drinkers here. And look, Jim. Someone's had a big fire here too. Have a look at that. That's not bad, is it? Sun's going down over the Mount Lofty Ranges up there. And we camped here tonight. We've had a wash, we're all cleaned up. Had a shave for the camera. Ah dear, that's a beautiful sunset out there. Absolutely beautiful. And another thing that's absolutely beautiful, we've got another cracker meal going. Look at this. Now I know it's a little brown to me. Come on. I can't believe it's a soup. Oh no. The soup that eats like a meal, Campbell's chunky, 97% fat-free steak and onion. What's the sugar? Oh, 2 grams. 2 grams. Creamed corn. Put a bit of sergeant pepper in there. Black pepper. Put a bit of the all-purpose. Like the garlic in that. That's good. And what else to bang in? Oh, look, a little runny. And you know what we do when we have something that looks a little runny. We put a bit of the old Deb instant mashed potato with onions. All I can say is I wish they made it in smaller bags. Tell you what, that's not bad, is it? Hear the lapping waters on the lake. That's beautiful. Didn't put up the wire tonight, Ed. Didn't put up the wire tonight, Ed. Didn't think I didn't have to. See that? Oh, another thing you might notice, see these bags, Dave. I've used your bags. There's one big bag full of stuff there. There's big, all dirty laundry, mate. All dirty laundry. Yes, yes. Got my last clean shirt on. Got my last clean strides on. Had to put my last clean strides on to go and see Dad and Joan. Joan would be disgusted if I went there with dirty strides. She was disgusted when I hadn't had a shower since Melbourne either 5 days ago. That's what this park's all about. It's a park full of pelicans and oyster eaters and pied snipes and little things on the wing. But struth, we're really turning on a show for the last night, aren't we, eh? Go on, Jack, say it. I saw you all parked today, Jack. Oh no, the old Jack Galpin Reserve boat ramp. Goa. That's not bad, is it, Jack? We'll have a good night's sleep here tonight. No other campers, you see. And we'll get up in the morning and go and have a look at Birdwood. Would you like to see Birdwood? Yeah, all right. I'll put a bit of Birdwood on. Not too much, but a bit. Just a bit. In the Birdwood Motor Museum, just take you around a bit. There's a car here with made of fiberglass, and in the fiberglass is set all pieces of junk. The thing that's interesting here, Jack. Look, mate, I'm not the only one who gets rid of money, all right? One of the Drelly drag cars, Dave. 11 seconds, 142 mile an hour, total cost 5,500. I think we could do better than that, couldn't we? Well, there's Mum's little caravan. Alan's Curum Quick. Here's the Leyland Brothers Land Rover, which in 1966 they crossed from Byron Bay to Shark Bay, crossing Australia east to west. She's a little bit less comfortable than the Dowdy. Look at the seats. But you've got a nice area in the back. But she's a bit beaten up now. She's got a bit of coat hanger holding up the muffler down there. She's a little bit shy of paintwork too. But, that's where she went from there to there. I'm going to take a trip up there one day. Been there, haven't we? Been down there. Some interesting old vehicles, but what's most interesting on this one is the people riding in the picture behind. We got Elton John driving there, and the lady in white is Carolyn. Have a look at that. There you are, Carolyn, you're in the Birdwood Motor Museum, driving along with Elton John. There's the Chrysler Motor Atomy Charger. Down here you find the latest generation of V8 Holdens. A little bit of difference, eh? A lot of different cars here, but we finally found our favourite. There she is. There's the old Charger. Look, Mick, dusty old GT, but look at that Charger. Isn't that good? Yeah, there's your GT, Mick. Of course, they got motorbikes. More motorbikes than the early settlers. There's one for you, Ronan. Be able to put my nifty 50 in here soon, won't I? At least if you have spark plug, you only got to check one plug. And finally, what we've come to see, here's the old Leyland Badger, Jim. Tom Cruise 1936 Leyland Badger in the Birdwood Museum.
Seen him wielding a sledgehammer, knocking...
Here we are, Tom Cruise's last mail run from Birdsville to Birdwood, 1999.
Old crafts were revived. Tom's neighbour, Charlie Stevenson, lent his metal trade skills.
The main thing, I've done all the bonnet, the sides, the radiator, grill, and I have to take the engine apart and put it together. And lots of brackets and bits what you don't see, you know.
Not bad, eh? Well, there's their resting place, Jim. That's where she ended up, mate, after you saw it last.
And I said to Tom, when it was finished, well, it was just an historic moment, you know,
Yeah.
40 years since it's...
Very good, eh? Well, we've come to the end of another movie. Haven't placed the piston anywhere, have I? I've taken it all the way around the trip with me, but we haven't found the right place for it yet. So the piston is yet to go, all right? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're at a place called Nines. N-I-N-N-E-S. And see the flies? Got the flies back. This is the first time I've had the flies on the whole trip. I'm just about out of Perry. Yeah, we're at 9s. This down here is the old stock route, one of the old stock routes to the coast. And I've actually pre-recorded the end of this video, so I'll put that on in a minute. But anyway, we'll finish our trip up here, and we'll catch you later on, eh? I think it's very appropriate. We're on the banks of the Snowy River. That I'll read you the last couple of verses of The Man from Snowy River, just for the little quarter horse here. And when they reached the mountain summit, even Clancy took a pull. It might well make the boldest hold their breath. The wild hop scrub grew thickly, and the hidden ground was full of wombat holes, and any slip was death. But the man from Snowy River let the pony have his head, and he swung his stock whip round and gave a cheer. And he raced him down the mountain like a torrent down its bed, while the others stood and watched in very fear. He sent the flintstones flying, but the pony kept his feet. He cleared the fallen timber in his stride, and the man from Snowy River never shifted in his seat. It was grand to see that mountain horseman ride. Through the stringy barks and saplings, on the rough, broken ground, down the hillside at a racing pace he went, and he never drew the bridle till he landed safe and sound at the bottom of that terrible descent. He was right amongst the horses as they climbed the further hill, and the watchers on the mountain standing mute saw him ply the stock whip fiercely. He went amongst them still, and he raced across the clearing in pursuit. Then they lost him for a moment where two mountain gullies meet in the ranges, but the final glimpse revealed on a dim and distant hillside the wild horses racing yet, and the man from Snowy River at their heels. And he ran them single-handed till their sides were white with foam. He followed like a bloodhound on their track, till they halted, cowed and beaten, when he turned their heads for home, and alone and unassisted brought them back. But his hardy mountain pony, he could hardly raise a trot. He was blood from hip to shoulder from the spur, but his pluck was still undaunted, and his courage fiery hot, for never yet a mountain horse occur. And down by Kosciuszko, where the pine-clad ridges raise their torn and rugged battlements on high, where the air is clear as crystal, and the white stars fairly blaze at midnight in the cold and frosty sky, and where around the overflow the reed beds sway and sweep to the breezes, and the rolling plains are wide, the man from Snowy River is a household word today, and stockmen still tell the story of his ride. Well, there you are, Emily. That's for the old quarter horse here. I'll have to say I've enjoyed this trip a lot. I've collected a lot of little furry animals. I've seen a lot of things, and I hope you enjoyed the movie anyway. And I'll be back with you next time when we're on the road. But until then, goodbye.